want everyone to play a concert F, and so we can get our tuning together. Okay, now I'd like you to echo these patterns after me. The way we played the first two patterns and the way we played the second two patterns. Can anyone tell me what was different about how we played them? Okay, repeat after me one more time. Here's the first So I want everybody to close your eyes and picture in your head a royal king's procession. The king's riding on his horse and he's got this big purple coat on and his crown and all his fancy jewels, and the horses are riding and the people are playing the trumpets and he's coming down the red carpet to all his loyal servants. Which way of playing do you think would most likely fit the type of music you would hear in that situation? The smooth, connected way of playing or the more detached sound? You can open your eyes. Who has any suggestions? Which way do you think would fit that situation better? Detached. Very good. So we want to be thinking about that when we're playing Court Festival. This is a piece of music from the Renaissance era, and a court festival makes you think of a king, of somebody really important. So we want to, unless you have a slur in your music, we want to try to keep all of our pitches fairly detached and not too connected. So let's take a look. Everybody look at measure 13. We don't have any, let's see. Raise your hand if you play in measures 13 to 16. So we only have two. Okay. I'm going to have to change that a little bit here. Okay, so everybody that plays in measures 13 through 16. You can relax for a little bit, put your instruments down. Actually, everybody repeat after me regardless of whether you play there or not. Singing, not on your instrument, just singing. Da, 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 da. Okay, so everybody who's raising your hands right now, only the people that are raising your hands, I'd like you to play through measures 13 through 16. 2, ready, and. measure 13 starts with an F? Concert F, I'm sorry, concert F. At measure 13? Okay, now everybody that's raising, just the people that are raising their hands, if your part starts on a concert F at measure 13, let's just have people that start with concert F play through those measures this time. 2, ready, and. Is everybody starting on concert F?
If you have the second part, you start on concert.
Did everybody hear how there was 2 notes going on at once? We all heard that. That's called harmony right there. So when we have 2 notes going on at the same time that aren't the same note, that makes a harmony sound. What we want to do now is get in our heads the melody so we can work on making the melody come out. So let's break this down even more. Raise your hand if your very first pitch in measure 13 is a concert F. So the melody should be F, 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 G, F, F. Raise your hand if you have. Okay, let's hear those 2 measures that start on F. Ready, and. Very good. And now those same people, let's hear the next 2 measures. It should be all F's and G's. Ready, and. Very nice. So that is the melody. The melody should always be heard on top of all the other notes. So now I'd like everybody that wasn't just playing the melody to play measures 13 through 16. So melody, you're gonna just hang tight for a while, and let's have everybody else play those 4 measures, starting at measure 13. Ready, and. So in order to make the melody be heard, what are some of the things that those who have the notes that aren't the melody, what are some things that we can do to our playing to make sure that we can always hear the melody on top of everything else?
Play softer.
Play softer, very good. So let's have everybody play those 4 measures, and while we're playing, I'd like everybody to really be listening. I'd like everybody to really be listening for that melody. And if you're having trouble hearing the melody, adjust your playing to kind of drop below it a little bit so we can hear the melody over top of everything. 2, ready, and. What do you guys think of that? Could you hear the melody? Did it sound like a royal fanfare? Did it sound like a kingly march? I think that has a little bit to be desired. So let's start back again at measure 13, thinking about making the melody really shine out on top of all the other parts and keeping the articulations pretty detached unless you have a slur. And we're going to keep going so that you guys get a chance to play too, because the material that comes in at measure 17 is almost exactly the same. It's just a little louder because we have all the instruments playing. So everybody in measure 13 and really be thinking about letting that melody be heard and keeping all the notes detached. 2, ready, and. Makes this sound like a fanfare of measure 17? Trumpets, very good. And we will practice this again tomorrow.